Hey guys, it's Jeff here. Welcome back to Hand of Fate 2. We're going to continue on to the next quest, the Devil. So let's see what this one is about. 4 lives hang in the balance as a mysterious stranger offers help for a price. There are chance gambits. There's also the Empire that we're going to be battling against. We don't have any companions here. I guess they've been all kidnapped. Let's go ahead and have a look at the encounters. We only get 6 encounters, which isn't much. Although I do want to see what the Dealing with Thieves is about. That's the new platinum card, so let's put that one in there. So we want something to help us out with the chance card gambits. I also want to complete the pickpocket quest, so let's try that one. We don't get any other platinum cards, unfortunately, if I put in Dealing with Thieves, which, yeah, hopefully this is a good one. I have no idea what it's about, but hopefully it will be good. I guess I want something that's going to give me some equipment. I've had enough of combat for a little while. Let's go Fabled Beast. Forgotten Dream, so I can repeat a card. Gives me a chance to repeat the pickpocket if I lose that quest. The Friendly Innkeeper. Spend gold for food and life. The General Store. The Goblin Retainer. I could go with a Blessing as well. The Inn by the Sea gives me some equipment, but I do need to face the Northerners. How about lastly, well, the Soothsayer is good. I was thinking about going to the Ogre, but let's go to the Soothsayer.
That card is one of your favorites.
It is one of my
I don't
favorites.
see the appeal.
Okay, 6 equipment, so not a lot of equipment here either. We're facing the Empire. I kind of want to use some big weapons. The Harvest Blade for the food. We don't have a lot of options here. No shields if we're using 2-handed weapons. Colbuyon's traps, I guess I could find out what that one does. Rethka's Quake is good. Oh, let's have a look and see if there's anything that helps out with the gambits. Chance card gambits. Oh, Imperial Armor and the Mask of Holy Fortunes. Okay, that'll do. Right, let's continue. Let's go to supplies. We get 6 supplies. Oh, I guess it's 666, isn't it? Because of the Devil. This is the Devil quest. Okay, so we get, let's go with the Chieftain's Axe. 23 damage is pretty good. What else do I want? Food. That's 1, that's 2. Alright, let's go for the gold. I don't really feel like I need max life. Maybe Healing Spirits would be better than max life. Fate's Path, leather armor. I guess I can use the armor here. And anything else? Anything else? Let's go Fate's Path. That will reveal the map once I get to the final area. Okay, good. So I think we're ready to go. Let's see what this quest is about. It's a small map.
The Devil calls, and we must find the possible in the impossible if we wish to push forward.
Ominous news. You arrive at a tavern one evening anxious to settle beside a roaring fire with your companions. As you enter, however, you are surprised to find no familiar faces. After a meal and several hours of waiting alone, a priest rushes in. Your friend Ariadne lies stricken at our temple. You arrive at the temple to find Ariadne lying on a simple bed, attended to by a church official. He explains that she has been stricken with dark magic that is slowly draining her life. Somehow this malady resists our attempts at curing, the official says sadly. It's as if her very soul were poisoned. I'm sorry, her time is limited. The official leaves, shaking his head. It is not my place to say, the young cleric whispers, but perhaps there are other places you may seek help. In my work helping northerner refugees, I've heard tales of their high priestess, a mystic of sorts who moves freely between the realm of men and the world beyond. If anyone could help your friend, it would be her. You know that the northerner priestess will not see you unless you possess enough blessings, but you have few options. With the young cleric's help, you ready Ariadne for transport and leave the temple. It is a very small map, and we need to make our way over to the High Priestess. Okay.
Making deals with the guild. I can only think this will end poorly for both of us.
Hopefully this is a good card. Against your better judgment, you decide to appeal to the Thieves Guild for their patronage to help fund the journey ahead. Ah, okay, 50-50 chance here. Oh, this one. Huge failure. Some guild members are suspicious of your motives, accusing you of being an Empire spy. They threaten to hinder your journey in the future. Oh god. I don't know which one was which. 50%. The rest of the guild shows little interest in getting involved with your misadventures. The dealer adds pain cards to the deck. Oh god, well that may come up in the future.
So dark, you are lucky to have allies willing to assist.
You're walking past a black plain looking carriage when the door suddenly opens and a huge pair of hands lift you inside. The carriage leaps forward as the doors shut and you find yourself sprawled on a seat opposite a huge, powerfully built but unusually ugly man. Lord Apollyon requests your presence, the half-ogre declares. The creature is Apollyon. Apollyon. That's the Greek name for Abaddon, I think. Maybe he's the devil. The creature is silent, and he's got an ogre for his hound. The creature is silent the rest of the journey until you arrive at an impressive manor house. You exit the carriage and are brought into a large hall for an audience with Lord Apollyon. Okay. Ah, the great adventurer himself. Apollyon begins smiling broadly and stepping forward to greet you. I already don't trust this guy. He bows slightly. Demand to know why you were summoned. Let's demand to know why we were summoned. I only want to offer you my help in the future, Apollyon declares, only slightly taken aback by your outburst. Should you ever need it. I don't want help from you, Apollyon. Go away. I've heard of your exploits. I too am but a servant of the Empire and its people. I'd like to offer my services if you ever have need of them. I don't presume to wield a sword or dodge a claw troll as well as you, of course, but I do try to support good people with supplies and such, especially heroic figures such as yourself. Apollyon invites you to stay and entertain him with stories of your adventures so far. He seems captivated by every word and several hours pass quickly. You lead an incredible life. I hope you return again soon with more enchanting tales. Apollyon takes an item from many adorning the wall, saying, please accept this paltry gift, perhaps it will help you rescue your friend. Colbion's traps.
Traps crafted by a mystic. Sadly, not for the capture of them.
Drop 3 traps when activated. Traps deal 20 damage to enemies. Has 8 uses. Okay. Well, might come in handy. Allow my coachman to take you back and please come visit again anytime. Lord Apollyon. Okay. I don't know why he's called Apollyon. It's a strange name. Okay, pickpocket.
Did you understand the stakes you'd one day play for when you were rifling through the pockets of unruly bondsmen?
Okay, I'm going to try this. We get a chance to be a pickpocket here. Malek is showing us the ropes, and we need to steal from this tradesman, or this merchant. And it is a... Yeah, so the first time we have automatic success. I think we need to steal all 4 bits of gold in order to get the token, so I guess I'm just going to try and do that. This one's safe. But it gets more and more difficult. That one's not safe, this one is safe. Alright, one more chance. Hopefully this is going to work. Oh god, I don't... No. Knew that wasn't the one. I clicked too quickly there. And lost all the gold and took 15 damage. Oh well. Let's go and see the High Priestess.
You must ponder the ties that begin to bind.
You cross the northern border and prepare yourself for the long journey up Mount Freitas. You are surprised, however, to find a band of northern warriors waiting for you. The High Priestess is expecting you, the leader of the band declares. Wait, he says, stopping to peer at you intently. Her shadowness, Queen of Frost, cannot abide the presence of the impure. You cannot enter the ritual house without sufficient sacred blessings. You require 3 more blessings.
Devils wait in the darkness, but which devil will you focus on?
As you pass near a darkened alleyway one evening, a blackened and misshapen hand grasps you, pulling you close to the darkness. You stand at the precipice of ruin. The Dark Lord has taken an interest in your destiny and even now is engineering your downfall. The Dark Lord. The hunched creature pulls you with surprising strength further into the shadows. But I can help. There is magic that can help you beat him at his own game. We can craft it, you and I. Doing so may test your spirit, but that's better than eternal darkness, hey? He looks up at you, his yellow eyes glowing faintly. Do not fall to despair. We will meet again soon. Okay, so some shadowy figure has given us a warning. I've got nowhere else to go except back to Lord Apollyon.
You have to wonder why anyone would help you. At least my motives are clear.
I do wonder why he's helping us. You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon and are granted an immediate audience. How goes your quest to save Ariadne? Lord Apollyon asks. I lack the blessings required. Perhaps I could be of some assistance. I must confess that I have a weakness for games of chance. Apollyon leads you to a table in another room. A set of cards is already set out upon it. If you win, then I will provide the blessings you require. Apollyon nods as he adds, yes, I have the means. You'd be surprised what magical trinkets end up in my possession as part of my work. If I win, then, you must pose with me for my next portrait. It will be titled Champions of the Empire. Perhaps I shall have a statue of us made as well. He gestures for you to sit. I'll even stack the deck in your favour. After all, I enjoy the excitement of the game and care little for actually winning. I guess I don't have a choice here. I'm going to have to accept. I'm sure you'll do well, Apollyon smiles. One chance of failure? Well done, Apollyon claps in appreciation. I think you've played this game before. He gestures to a darkly robed man who you fail to notice standing in a shadowed corner. The man comes to stand before you, his deep voice slowly intoning words in a foreign tongue. My associate is a follower of an ancient religion that you may not be familiar with, but rest assured that his devotion is second to none. As you sit through the lengthy ritual, you feel yourself drifting in and out of consciousness, whether from the droning voice or the potent incense being burned, you cannot say. Guardian Angel, optionally retry any chance cards gambit, that's what we need. Adds +2 to the dice roll. You revive your companion at the beginning of each new map. And after all your rerolls in a dice gambit, reroll your lowest dice. Okay. You suddenly awake, Apollyon watching you with mild amusement from across the table. I expect you'll want to begin your journey to the High Priestess immediately. I sincerely hope your friend makes a full recovery. Alright, I'm suspicious of this guy helping us out, giving us 4 blessings. But anyway, let's continue on. The High Priestess. You cross the northern border and prepare yourself for the long journey up Mount Freitas. I've gained 4 fame. I know why you have come, the giantess begins, moving to inspect Ariadne. She quickly sneers, saying, it is no wonder your holy people cannot heal her. This is no minor curse or spell from a magician. A beast of the underworld has tainted your friend's spirit, and without my help, she will die. Esmeranthea pauses to consider you, her gaze boring into your soul. I think your fate will be to one day destroy the one who brings ruin to my people. Until then, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, yes? The Queen of Frost sends you to another room as she prepares a ritual. Many hours later, you're summoned again. You find the Queen standing over Ariadne, who, apart from being famished, appears fully recovered. Leave when you are ready, Esmeranthea declares, turning to leave. But heed my warning, hero, a shadow hangs over your soul. Stray but a little, and you will fail, to the ruin of us all. Malek told me he was going to the village of Rum Stock to investigate a rumour of a magical artifact, Ariadne explains as you leave the ritual house. I was to meet him there some days ago. Okay, so we're heading off to meet Malek.
I cannot understand how you come to be here now, given the challenges that have stood before you.
As you journey towards Rum Stock, you are disquieted by an increasing number of rumours concerning the village. It seems that every traveller coming from that direction has heard of terrible ritualistic murders being performed in the woods nearby. The rumours also suggest the mage responsible has been captured. Disguised himself as a bard, one fellow declares. I saw him with my own eyes, and he has the look of a killer. Don't worry, continues the man. There'll be justice served for those poor souls when that necromancer burns at the stake. Alright, it's probably Malek. Malek has gotten himself into trouble. Let's go and explore the other areas first. In by the sea, you enter a tavern. Okay. As the storm lights up the night sky, the bar is packed with fellow travellers seeking respite from the weather. As you make yourself comfortable in a relatively dry corner, a band of northern raiders kicks in the doors. Prepare your souls for cleansing, godless heathens. Okay, let's take out the band of northerners here. The Northerners retreat into the storm. The innkeeper serves a round of drinks in your honour. Here, an old soldier left this with me before announcing his adventuring for good. I want you to have it. Gain 1 equipment from 3. What is the Holy Mace? Perform a powerful strike that creates a holy blast to the undead. I think we might be better off with the Harvest Blade. Perform a powerful strike that causes 300% damage on a single target when activated. Gain 1 food if the target is defeated. After combat, receive 1 food if you complete 3 finishes. I think we'll go with the... Actually, what's the other one? The Rethka's Quake. We'll go with the Harvest Blade. We hopefully can get a little bit of extra food. Just the same damage
this has been used
as the
well.
Chieftain's axe.
Of course, not well enough to keep it from falling into your hands.
Yeah, the Chieftain's axe does 150% damage, and the Harvest Blade does 300% damage. So, yes, let's use that. And gain 25 life as well, which is good. Okay, let's see what the next encounter is. The Grey Traveller again. You're camped on the side of the road one moonless night when a familiar pair of yellow eyes suddenly appears beyond the light of the campfire. You have glimpsed your doom, I take it. The curse is in the cards, you know. He limps from the shadows to sit next to you, although somehow the fire fails to illuminate his form at all. The spell that will be your salvation requires several unique ingredients, the cloaked figure explains. The first task will be to harvest the horn of a diabolic creature. I know of one that will be easy to overcome, he says, producing a silver whistle from his cloak. Strike quickly, though, he pauses to add, or it may escape and you will spend countless lifetimes regretting it. The whistle releases a sharp note and a fiery portal appears between the two of you. A short horned creature steps out as the portal closes again. Hey, Theophilus, you called. The devil asks, looking up at him. The child-sized creature seems oblivious to your presence for the moment. Strike the creature from behind. With a mighty blow to the head, you knock the devil unconscious. Soon you have removed one of the beast's horns and handed it to Theophilus, who places it in a sack made from the same dark material as his cloak. That will do for the first element. I must immediately prepare it, Theophilus says, turning to leave. He regards the limp form of the hellspawn. Do not be here when it wakes up, mortal. It will be angry and you have not the means to kill it. Okay, so we've got the horn from some kind of hellspawn there, for some kind of potion that he's making. We are here at the general store. Is there any good equipment? The Imperial Armor, the Mask of Holy Fortunes avoids failure. Does this one actually show us... Shuffle less. Oh, the Mask of Holy Fortunes is good, actually. 1 failure card glows red. Let's go and buy that. We need 12 fame, though. Can I sell some equipment now? I guess I can sell the... Chieftain's Axe. Let's go and sell that. I'm going to sell Cobborn Straps. Let's sell that one as well. I don't think I'm going to need that. Let's go back. Imperial Armor, Shuffle S. It does cost 32. I can possibly buy a little bit of food here. Let's go and buy 3 food. 10 gold as well. Okay, that should do. Right, let's get out of here. Lord Apollyon. You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon and are granted an immediate audience. You say that another of your friends is in peril, Lord Apollyon remarks. How fascinating. You relate some detail as to Malek's situation. We live in dangerous times indeed, Apollyon says, shaking his head. Do you have a plan to save Malek? Lord Apollyon asks. He sounds so smug. I don't like this guy. I don't like him at all. You explain that you have not yet visited the village of Rum Stock to assess the situation. I expect you'll want to travel there immediately in order to save your friend. Would you like to... No. Go away. As I wish, Apollyon says. As you wish. Well, I won't delay you any further. Good luck in your quest. Okay, so let's go and see if we can save Malek.
So the noose begins to tighten, and we question the very stakes.
You arrive on the outskirts of the village of Rum Stock, where Malek is being held captive. Let's approach the village. A wooden stake with brushwood piled around it stands in the village centre. A few peasants stand around, talking eagerly about the impending doom of the so-called necromancer. You track down a town mayor who, despite your pleas, refuses to consider sparing the major's life. The creature is bound head to toe in blessed iron, and he'll stay that way until burning under a full moon. Good, decent folk from this town have been murdered, and I will see to it that they receive justice. You plead Malek's innocence. And who are you that we should listen? The mayor exclaims. It will take more than the word of a nameless mercenary to free this creature of darkness. I need more fame. Oh, damn it. I have to go... There's nowhere for me to go. I have to go back to Apollyon. You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon and are granted an immediate audience. I cannot convince the village of Rum Stock to free him. Those dreadful peasants in the provinces can be savage folk, Apollyon declares, but I have a solution if you will but play the cards once more. If you win, then I will use my considerable influence to spread word of your great deeds in service to the people. Bards will sing your praises across the empire. The rabble love nothing more than a hero, a real defender of the people, Apollyon explains dryly. If it helps, I'll even have my personal herald accompany you. Your needs are more particular in this case, so I must insist that you up your ante. If I win, you must stay and entertain my guests with tales of your adventures. I guess we're going to accept. That's the spirit, Apollyon exclaims with a laugh. I don't think we're going to need her at the moment. Oh gosh, which one was it? Success. There we go. Well, that's fairly easy. Another win, Apollyon exclaims. You are adept at both combat and the finer arts. I shall make plans with my associates tonight to support your cause, Apollyon declares. By the time you reach Rum Stock, your name will be legend.
Show your worth through action.
We can equip the Mask of Holy Fortunes now to see one failure card. Let's go back to the village. We've got 40 fame. You arrive on the outskirts of the village of Rum Stock, where Malek is being held captive. As you approach, a woman tending her garden spots you. She sends her child to fetch the mayor, and minutes later a throng of other villagers approach, led by a balding man. Look, someone calls out, the hero of the empire is in our village. You're here for the demon, of course, the mayor says as he approaches. You must have heard that we captured it ourselves. The peasants all cheer. Don't worry, the mayor continues, we intend to burn it during the full moon. You ask the mayor to take you to Malek, who you find sitting in a small cell bound in silver chains set with glowing runes. With some effort you manage to convince the mayor to release him into your custody for proper disposal. I'm sure you know best when it comes to creatures of the underworld, the mayor says, but we have the fire planned and everybody is coming. Perhaps you could stay just until the full moon, he asks hopefully as you lead Malek away. At the edge of the village, the mayor reluctantly removes Malek's chains and stands well back as you leave. Thanks, Malek says. Those country folk weren't kidding around. He goes on to relate how he was set upon as he entered the village, being accused for some local murders involving magic. It sure seemed that they knew I was coming, and where did they get those anti-magic chains from? You fill Malek in on what happened to Ariadne. What about Estrella and Colbion, he asks as you begin your journey back towards the capital. I think we're being set up here. All of my companions are being captured.
And so many would stop you moving forward.
All of my companions are being captured, and it seems like they're all being set up, and we're being forced to return again and again to Apollyon to ask for help. The next day, you stop to rest at a small inn. There are a few other patrons as you consume a sparse meal before retiring to your room. Moments later you hear a noise at the window. It suddenly opens, allowing a hooded stranger to slip inside. Relax your sword arm, mercenaries, the woman exclaims, warding you away with an open hand. I seek only to deliver a message that your colleague, Colbion, has been acquired by the guild. You see, she continues, leaning against the windowsill, with recent setbacks to our income potential, we've had to expand our enterprise with kidnapping and so on. And a rival tribe has an impressive bounty on your friend's head. It's all just business. For only 150 gold, you can buy your friend's life back. Bring the gold to the East Market Square and someone will contact you. Otherwise, well, I can't say how he'll be treated by those barbarians, the cloaked woman says as she ducks back out of the window, vanishing into the darkness once more. I don't have 150 gold. Not anywhere near it. And I guess we're going to have to run back to Apollyon to ask for some cash. Is that correct? Let's go and pay the 4 gold, see what the quest is, see what the adventure is about. Oh, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. She focuses on you, thinking for a moment before suddenly exclaiming, "The Dark One seeks to claim you, your soul is forfeit." The woman flees in terror and you leave the village disturbed by her outburst. I don't get to use the soothsayer. The Dark One seeks to claim you. I reckon it's Lord Apollyon, because his name means Abaddon the Destroyer, so yeah, I guess the soothsayer doesn't work in this quest.
I do loathe fortune tellers, but there can be little question that she sees truth in you.
You sit resting next to a river one afternoon when Theophilus' dark form rises slowly from the water and limps towards you. He appears to be completely dry when he stops before you. Mortals often contemplate their own doomed existence in the light of the setting sun, but yours is more doomed than most. We should make some progress on your spell. What is required next? The next step is normally as difficult to achieve as obtaining a devil horn. But luck is with us again. The agent of your downfall has provided us with exactly what we need. He gestures and your skin begins to glow. To possess so many blessings is rare for a mortal. I shall add their power to the mix. Theophilus opens a small vial towards you, and with a sickening tug you feel some part of you torn away. Oh god. That one? I guess I'm losing these. I need... okay. Taking 3 blessings. This will do nicely, Theophilus says with satisfaction as he seals the urn. Never lose hope, mortal, he calls as he returns to the river. The Dark One may still lose his prize yet. Okay. I've got no cash. Do I have anything to sell? I need to buy food. Do I have anything to sell? I wouldn't mind selling the healing spirits, but it's only worth 4. Let's go and buy some food. Oh gosh. What is for sale? The armor and the Rethica's Quake. How much does food cost? It costs 10 for 3 food. I guess I'm going to have to sell something. Let's sell something that I'm probably not going to use. Well, let's sell the healing spirits. I'm on 100 life. Hopefully that's going to be okay. Let's buy the 3 food here. Brings me back to 3, and I can't buy any more food, so hopefully that will do. Let's leave and carry on. This is Lord Apollyon, I guess. You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon. You say that another of your friends is in peril? Lord Apollyon remarks. How fascinating. He's probably the one who set it all up. You relate some detail as to Colbion's situation. We live in dangerous times indeed, Apollyon says, shaking his head. I don't have the ransom gold. I'd like to help if I may, Apollyon says earnestly. Would you mind terribly indulging me in another little game? If you win, then I will give you the required gold to pay the ransom for your friend. No need to repay it, no strings attached. If I win, then... There's always strings attached. If I win, then, shall we say that you owe me a day's service, Apollyon suggests. I have business interests in the northern hills that require some important deliveries. As you know, the land is still rife with northern warriors despite the Emperor's claims. I guess we're going to have to accept it. We have no other option. Excellent, Apollyon exclaims. Let's begin. Mask of Holy Fortunes, the blacksmith. I guess we better use the blacksmith here. Duplicate the success. 2 out of 5. Ha! You win again. I think perhaps you are working a con on me. Apollyon laughs. With a gesture from Apollyon, a small humanoid creature brings over a chest of gold. We get the 150 gold. I hope with that gold you get your friend back in one piece. Do visit again sometime and let me know how it went. It looks like we have to go back to Apollyon because there's no way I could have gotten 150 gold, nor the 40 fame, or the 4 blessings. I certainly couldn't have gotten all of those things. Maybe one of them, but not all of them. So there's no way to get past these challenges without returning to Lord Apollyon and asking for his help. And the requirements, the betting is getting... he's upping the ante all the time as well. So anyway, let's see what happens next in the next map. East Marketplace.
Your supplies are running low. Make your choices carefully.
You find yourself in the eastern district of the capital approaching the markets. The Thieves Guild would undoubtedly find you there and demand the ransom gold. Let's approach the markets. You enter into a wide courtyard filled with stalls and milling citizens. Within moments you are roughly drawn into a shady corner protected from prying eyes by a variety of hanging carpets. Hello again, the cloaked woman begins brightly, her 2 beefy companions silently taking position on either side of you. How did we go? Are we saving any lives today? You hand over a sack of coins which is promptly seized by one of the large men. Hope that wasn't too much trouble to get your hands on, the woman comments as the coins are counted. Eventually the man nods to the woman and the 2 men leave taking the gold. No hard feelings, hey? It's just business. The woman smiles, throwing up her cloak. Suddenly she dashes away, vanishing behind a pile of rolled up carpets. Hold on a minute. With the gambling with Lord Apollyon, the first time we did it, we had a 3 out of 4 chance. The second time a 2 out of 4 chance. The third time we had a 1 out of 4 chance. The odds are getting worse and worse all the time. Maybe we actually do need to not go to him at all. during one of the quests, one of the maps. Afraid that you might have just been hoodwinked, you wander back through the crowds in time to see Colbjorn being thrown from a moving wagon. You paid them, he says, standing and brushing himself off. I owe you my life. We gained 2 fame. Colbjorn relates his tale of capture and confinement by the guild. Estrella wasn't with me when I was taken. I don't know what fate has befallen her. Yeah, the gambling with Lord Apollyon is getting more and more difficult.
One has to wonder why a sudden wave of carelessness has overtaken your allies.
A herald enters the marketplace and announces that Captain Estrella Fiore, traitor to the Empire, has been captured. She has been sentenced to death by the Emperor himself, the herald continues. Let her fate be an example to all who would consider defying his will. It won't work, interrupts the commoner. The more executions he hands out, the more the free people will rebel. The Emperor is cracking down on the lawlessness running rampant in the city, the herald responds, and you sound like a rebel yourself. Discreet inquiries leads you to learn that Australia is being held in a remote Empire stronghold, but nobody claims knowledge of where it is. It's right over there. There it is there. There's no way to get to it though. Okay. So how do we get there? I'm going to have to go back to Lord Apollyon, aren't I? And he's going to have to cast some teleporting spell or something. And the odds are going to be almost impossible. That's what I think is going to happen. How will we ever rescue Australia if we cannot even find her? Ariadne asks in anguish. Lord Apollyon, of course he's there waiting to help us out. Let's continue. Let's see if I can find a way to get over to Estrella. Fabled Beast. Oh, this should give us some food if I can win the dice roll here. Okay, huge success hopefully. Oh no. I'll take the success. Okay, find a pair of giant hogs locking tusks. So basically we're hunting. We need to hunt more of these wild boars than the farmer. Okay, the dice gambit has been reduced by 3. And we need to beat a score of 12.
Back to the bones. I hope you have learned to be their master.
This adventurer is the clear winner today, having slain 13 beasts, announces the farmer. Take a basket from my latest harvest reward, 10 food. You get it. Holy moly, you get a lot of food. A lot of food from this fabled beast. That's just amazing. Forgotten dreams. Townsfolk gather around a well. A weeping woman says, we are seeking solace for loved ones lost, but be warned, if you peer too long, your soul will be trapped in the well for all eternity. You gaze into the deep waters of the well of forgotten dreams. I mean, I'm tempted to see what happens if you win this card, but I do want the token from Pickpocket. Okay. With your mind wandering into the realm of dreams, you find yourself slipping away. Now there's a chance that something bad will happen. I've always rolled above a 10, so I don't know what that bad thing is.
Victory. You are learning. Everything is a wager, but our difference is that we understand the game must have rules and definitions if it is to bind.
Now this is a card that I didn't place in the deck, so this is a new one. As you enter a tavern one evening just as a gang of soldiers rise angrily from a table, leaving just a well-dressed civilian seated. You cheating son of a harpy, one of them yells. Gentlemen, please, I cannot help it if Lady Luck has taken to me this fine evening. Nobody's that lucky, a soldier exclaims, drawing his sword. The other soldiers advance around the table. The unarmed man suddenly leaps from his chair and ducks behind you, saying, Mercenary, I implore you, I am a humble and honest merchant in need of aid. Save me from this band of treacherous fiends whom I have offended merely by playing fairly a number of games of chance, and I'll pay you with gold. Hey, that's our gold, Hansel, the soldiers cry. Let's defend Hansel from the soldiers. We warned you, stranger. Hansel runs and hides behind the bench, his money bags clinking loudly as the battle begins. Just one guy. Having dealt with the threat of the vengeful soldiers, you turn to find lucky Hansel lying still behind the bench, a northerner warrior crouched over him. A man who cheats has no honour, the northerner says, matter-of-factly, sheathing his knife and hefting the merchant's money bags. He will not cheat me again. Was he actually a cheat? Let's go and search Hansel.
A reward well earned.
You discover Hansel to be wearing an item that might explain his recent run of good luck. The dealer draws an equipment with a gambit trait. Ah, fantastic. Chance card gambits shuffle once less down to a minimum of 1 shuffle. Fantastic. Let's go and grab that. Beautiful. At the sound of more Empire soldiers approaching, you decide to follow the Northerner's example and exit discreetly. And we got the token for it as well. The Grey Traveller. We're back here with the Grey Traveller. One day you come across a man wrapped in a torn grey cloak, sitting on a rock by the path through a sparse wood. Greetings, mortal, Theophilus utters as you stop. The next element of your magical salvation is approach, he begins. Without bothering to stand, you'll meet a traveller on the outskirts of the forest. Trade with him to obtain the feather of an angel. Do not reveal what use you would have for it. I wish you luck. Now, I'm looking at the names here. Theophilus. Theo is God. Philus, is that friend? Friend of God. So this guy, he looks like a bad guy, but he's actually, I think, a good guy. And Lord Apollyon, who looks like a good guy, is actually the devil. So I think that's the way this is playing out. Theophilus sits quietly as you continue on. Not long later, you meet a dwarf bristling with bags, sacks, and other knicknacks. Let's trade, he suggests. I'm sure we can come to a mutually beneficial transaction. Let's trade for an angel feather. Am I going to have to give up one of my items? As it happens, I do have an angel feather that I traded from a kobold mystic in the western provinces. Do you need it for anything in particular? The dwarf asks shrewdly. You begin the negotiation. Oh god. Alright. Here we go. No, Ariadne. I want to keep you for later. This one. Let's continue. You manage to convince the dwarf that the feather is probably a fake, worth little more than a few beads and the torn half of a map you find in your pack. The dwarf is barely out of sight when Theophilus is suddenly beside you, saying that dwarf has never had such a valuable prize in his possession and perhaps never will again. But now it is time for the spell to be completed. Theophilus takes the feather and adds it to the spell concoction. The vial gives a silent, bright flash, then returns to normal. At last, Theophilus cries in excitement. After all these years, I will be free. You lunge forward, reaching for the vial, but Theophilus is already opening it. Uh-oh.
Patience. Do not move too quickly, for haste breeds only failure.
No, Theophilus cries as he wrestled the vial from his grasp. Please, mortal, you don't understand. This is my only chance for freedom. Ask that he explain himself or drink the contents of the vial or give him the vial. If he's not mortal, then he probably doesn't need the vial. Let's ask that he explain himself. I was like you once, full of purpose and an inflated sense of destiny. Theophilus says bitterly, I dared to stake my soul in a card game. I've been enslaved since before the Empire formed, before even the Dragon Slayers waged their war. I've seen and done things that would drive you to madness. Without that vial, I shall suffer countless lifetimes more. I'm going to drink the contents of the vial. A huge success card is added to every chance card's gambit. What secrets could this reveal? Ah. No, Theophilus exclaims. You have condemned me to eternal torment. Oh, we're going to face him now. He's turned into a shade. Maybe I should have given him the vial. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's turned... He definitely looks like a bad guy now. Theophilus, desperate for salvation, your ally has turned against you. Wraiths can drain life with an unavoidable spell. Attack them quickly to stop the effect. Alright. I saved the last big attack there for the last attack so that we'd get the extra 1 food. Death is no release for me, Theophilus whispers as he fades away, and soon it won't be for you either. Okay, let's go and try this pickpocketing card again.
And here is your reward, at least in potential.
Huge success. Okay. Ariadne offers help. I don't really think she can help at the moment. Let's just go and grab as much of this gold as we can. I'll save Ariadne maybe for the last one. 3 gold there. Still more. 10 gold and 5 gold with a huge success. Oh gosh. 5 gold. Let's see if I can do this without Ariadne. Oh gosh. Let's redraw. Oh gosh. No! Damn it! I just can't get that one. That was the best chance I had to to get that token. It's a tough one. Oh well, let's go see Lord Apollyon. You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon and are granted an immediate audience. You say that another of your friends is in peril, Lord Apollyon remarks. How fascinating. You relate some detail as to Australia's situation. We live in dangerous times indeed, Apollyon says, shaking his head. I see you still bear the marks of battle yourself, Apollyon remarks, sending his butler for a healing potion. Sure. How goes your quest to save Australia, Lord Apollyon asks. I've no more cards to encounter. We're going to have to ask for help. It is no trivial thing you wish to gamble for this day, Apollyon says, looking concerned. Even I cannot sway the Emperor's decision on your friend. And helping you intervene would be tantamount to treason. Perhaps if you win, then I could give you the means to rescue your friend, Apollyon concedes. But if I were to make such a gamble, then you must risk something equally significant. Apollyon leans forward, fixing you with his gaze. If I win, you must serve me until I release you or until I die. Of course, Apollyon smiles softly at the suggestion. Well, champion, Apollyon asks clearly, eager to begin the game, are you willing to gamble one life for another? I have no choice, so, okay. Apollyon smiles wickedly and deals the cards. Oh my god. Holy crap. If I didn't take the potion, I would have no chance of success. So this at least gives me a little bit of chance of success. I need to duplicate the huge success. Oh god. Oh gosh. Confirm. Whew. Apollyon sits silently for a moment, glaring at the cards before turning on you in anger. You cheated. How did you do it? Tell me what magic you possess. A secret vial. The room falls into shadow as Apollyon throws the table aside with a flick of his wrist and advances on you. Flames erupt from the hearth, and Apollyon seizes you, declaring, I must grant your prize, mortal, but know that I will not forget this. The world fades to darkness.
Can you hope to resolve things now?
You awaken later just out of sight of an Empire fort with various items and potions scattered around you. You gather what you can as Carrie and Bird suddenly lose interest in you and fly away. Breath quake. Okay. Chieftain's axe? No, I want the harvest blade. Healing spirits.
There's nothing possible without healing. You and I must heal more than ourselves. We must heal this world.
Why have I been given so much equipment here? The holy mace.
A weapon of blessings and questions.
I still like the harvest blade. Gain 100 life max, 200 life. Well armed and feeling invigorated as you approach the fort. A call to arms rises from the walls. Twin ballistas stall your advance. Oh my god. 50% life. Imperial soldiers block the path ahead. Henricus the Warden, loyal to the Emperor and unforgiving in battle. Heavily armoured, a knight can easily turn the tide of battle. Use bash to break their armour. Where's... Oh god. Whew, that was pretty tough. Looks like we've completed the quest. There was no indication of what we needed for the gold token, so I don't know if I've got the gold token. I suspect I haven't. With birds already feasting on the greater part of the fort's garrison, you gain easy access to the fort and locate Estrella in her cell. Took your time, she says with a crooked smile. You briefly relate the difficulties that have beset your other companions as you exit the now deserted fort. I overheard the warden say that someone gave them information, told them right where I was going to be the day they ambushed me, Estrella says, pausing to relieve a fallen soldier of his weapon. It sounds like someone with a lot of clout went to a lot of trouble organising all of this. You're making some powerful enemies. The devil. Oh, we didn't get the gold. We did get the silver though. Let's see what we can get here.
There is much left to do, but we are beginning to.
For rescuing your companions, we get the little devil with the horn, the dwarven haggler, the gambling Hansel, and return to Rum Stock. We also get the peeler, Dionysus' revenge, another shield, and the ram shield as well. We get something for trying to defend Hansel the gambler. We get the ring of concentration, and that's all. We didn't get the pickpocket token, unfortunately. I'm going to have to try that yet again in the next quest. That's all we have time for in this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon for Hand of Fate 2.